Guys, I am scared for stock market investors out there. I am scared for stock market investors. I want to tell you 3 reasons that are really worrying me out there that I am seeing, okay? Now, my opinion on this is dramatically different than anybody else's opinion. My opinion here I'm going to give you today is so far different than what the average retail investor is thinking right now, and so much different than what the average talking head on CNBC or Bloomberg is talking about right now. Like, what is scaring me right now is so much different than the average person right now. And I just want to kind of get into all this and just kind of share my take on what is really going on. And I'm seeing this activity over the past few weeks, and I'm seeing this over the past month, and it's getting more and more worrisome for me. And I'm just looking at this and I'm like, really, this is going on right now. This is going on, guys. So I hope you enjoy this. Hit a thumbs up if you enjoy me sharing this with you here today, okay? So starting out here at number 1, the first point. What do these numbers represent? 21, 18.6, 18.4. What do these numbers right here represent? They represent the forward P's of Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, and PepsiCo. 21, 18.6, and 18.4. These are seen as the safe stocks, and I've seen people start to sell off other stocks and try to flood money into the safety stocks, the safe haven stocks. Let me just tell you guys something about Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, and PepsiCo, okay? Those companies have virtually no growth. I mean, you could make an argument that those companies are literally starting to go backwards, okay? And if you look at their numbers, they're just getting weaker and weaker. These type of companies should not be seen as the safe stocks. Let me sell off all these stocks and go into these at these type of valuations. If these were at, let's say, a 10, a 12 forward P or somewhere around there, then we can make an argument that, okay, maybe they are safe havens. You can flood some money in them. And, you know, even if a recession came or even if we had hard times or something, yeah, people would still be buy Coca-Cola and tissues and things like that, right? But right now, guys, it does not make sense to put money in stocks that literally have no growth at all. These stocks are an absolute joke, okay? Coca-Cola pays out the majority of its money in dividends. Like, they hardly have any money left over after the end of their net income. It's insane, guys. And these are the stocks people are flooding money into right now. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, if you had told me I could invest in those stocks or I could put the money under my mattress, I would put the money under my mattress in a hot second, okay? I do not want any piece of Coca-Cola and Procter & Gamble and PepsiCo because they're the safe stocks and they're trading at these type of forward Ps, okay? These are the type of forward Ps that if you're a company that trades at these type of forward Ps, you should have some pretty strong growth behind you. These companies are literally on the verge of going backwards with their businesses, okay? So that's the first part. Is I'm just seeing people say these are safe havens. Let's put money in those stocks. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, really? Like, whoa, okay? The second reason, let me start out this by explaining there are 2 different types of growth stocks out there, okay? Growth stocks meaning stocks that are growing very fast, growing revenues at a 20% plus clip. There are 2 different categories of growth stocks. One category is growth stocks that have negative net income, that literally lose money all the time, that literally burn cash, okay? The other side of growth stocks are companies that are growing revenues 20, 30, 40+% and actually are making money on their bottom line and are growing that very fast as well, okay? And have a diversified business. Those are the 2 different kinds of growth stocks. What I'm seeing out there is will laugh my ass off. This is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people sell off great growth companies right now in the face of a lot of these growth companies are down 30, 40, 50, 60% already. And now people are deciding, oh, let me sell off these growth stocks, okay? Let me tell you about a good old-fashioned shakedown. What a good old-fashioned shakedown is when things have already been damaged and you sell off a great piece of something to somebody else and they say, thank you for that. I'll have fun with that, okay? And that's exactly what's going on right now. People have seen their growth stocks go down and down, and they sell them off regardless of what is going on with that company. You could make an argument that maybe it makes sense to sell off growth stocks that aren't making any money on the bottom line, that are burning cash. That might make sense, okay? But when you are selling off growth stocks that have unbelievable bottom lines, Facebooks, Alibabas, these type of companies, the Googles of the world, when you're selling off those type of stocks that literally, regardless of what happens in the economy, they'll still be growing phenomenally, okay? It doesn't matter what happens in China, Alibaba's still going to be a growth beast. It doesn't matter what happens in the United States, Facebook will still be growing, Google will be growing, and if those companies aren't growing, then literally we'll all just be in like food lines, like getting bread for ourselves, okay? So there'll be literally no hope out there, okay? Those are the type of companies that people are selling off. And there's the best part. Some some of those companies are trading at lower PEs right now than these jokers. There's no way you can tell me that Procter & Gamble is a safer business model than Google. There is no way possible you can make that argument, okay? No way possible, okay? Anybody can make a tissue. I could buy any box of tissues out there, okay? Google and YouTube and all these things that Google has in the Google Cloud that so many companies rely on, those things are not going anywhere, okay? That's the fact of the matter. So you have a situation where people are selling off some of the best growth companies we have in the world right now that have unbelievable bottom lines, that have unbelievable cash on their balance sheets, very low debt, if no debt at all. You have people just selling them off and saying, oh, just because I'm down in this position or it's gone down a bunch, I want to get out now. And then remember, every time you sell a share, there's someone on that opposite side that is buying those shares that same. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for selling me Facebook shares at 145. And the worst part of this, number two, the worst part, this is the worst part, is when these ones come back, they come back so fast that the retail investors don't ever even have a chance to buy them because it happens in such a fast rate, the way these stocks go up. A perfect example is Tesla this past week. Tesla going into this week was like $250 something on Monday, okay? By the end of the week, it was $330, and that was even in a very bad week for the market. It went from $250 to $330 in a week's time, okay? And this is the type of stuff that happens with growth stock when all of a sudden they get hot. And the retail investors, they sell out their shares at bottom basement prices, and then all of a sudden things go up so fast, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, it went up 30%, 40%, 50%, 60% so fast, maybe now I'll get back in it. And they get back in it so late in the game, guys. It's a good old-fashioned shakedown, and I'm seeing it out there, and it is so sad to see, guys. It is so sad to see people selling off great growth companies just because flat out they get scared, okay? Warren Buffett would tell you to sell a great company just because it went down is one of the dumbest decisions you can make, okay? That's coming from Warren Buffett, not from me, okay? That's his words, not mine. And you want to go against Warren Buffett? Go against Warren Buffett. You'll lose that every single time, okay? The third point that I am seeing out there from stock market investors right now is I'm seeing some stock market investors think that because the markets have had volatility lately and this and that, and oh my gosh, there's these worries out there, that it would be a good idea to sell all their stocks and go into gold. And I can just tell you that's one of the worst decisions you could ever possibly make, okay? Gold has gone nowhere in 10 years. Look at the 10-year chart on gold. It's pathetic, okay? Gold, if you bought gold like 6 or 7 years ago, you're probably down massively on gold right now. Literally 10 years, gold has gone nowhere, okay? 10 years ago, gold was at somewhere around $900 an ounce. It's basically gone nowhere. You could have made more money putting your money in CD accounts than putting your money in gold. That's how bad we are talking, guys. Literally, you could have put your money in a CD account, guaranteed money, and made more money than had you invested in gold. It's a horrible, horrible decision to say, because the markets are getting rough. Let me put my money in gold. Gold goes nowhere, and it's basically counting on a lot of people being scared and trying to flood their money into gold, and it literally makes no sense, guys. It serves no utility out there at all. It's not like an underlying business, an actual business that serves a purpose. What are you going to do with your gold bar? And I'm not the only one with this opinion. Once again, Warren Buffett has the same exact opinion on gold. You can look it up. Watch the YouTube videos here on YouTube, okay? What are you going to do with the gold bar? Shine it up. Oh, then my gold bar looks so nice. It literally serves no utility. It doesn't even back money anymore. It doesn't even back money. It's completely worthless unless you're a rapper who wants a gold ring or something like that. Like, give me a break, guys. And people are thinking, let me put money in gold, an asset that literally has done nothing for you for a decade now. A decade it has done absolutely nothing for you, okay? And these three things I'm seeing going on, and it just scares me because I'm seeing people sell off their great growth companies that have unbelievable futures for the next 3 to 10 years, and they're selling them off like let me just get out of this stock. Let me just get out of this stock because it's going down. Let me just get out without looking at the underlying business, which is phenomenal. Most of these companies have revenues going up 30, 40, 50%. The profits are exploding. Their balance sheets are unbelievable. Okay, some of these companies could literally go for 20 years with no net income and still be okay because they have that much money on the balance sheet. Okay, and people are flooding money into these stocks like Procter & Gamble and Coca-Cola and Pepsi. And I'm like, seriously, you're putting money in businesses that are dying. It's like some of the worst decisions you can make out there, guys. These three things are really scaring me out there, and it's much different than what's scaring the average person. Because I'm just watching this, I'm just sitting back watching this, and I'm just laughing because it's gonna be quite fun. It's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting to see how all these investors get screwed over so bad by selling off these great growth names, and then all of a sudden everything's gonna die down another 3, 6, 12 months, and you know, things get back to normal and stocks skyrocket again, and the retail investors all miss out on this. The bad fund managers all miss out on this. It's the same story over and over again. I've been in this game for a decade now, and it's the same rigmarole I see every single time. It's just, it's sad to see, guys. It's so sad to see, but it'll go on. It'll happen again next year. It'll happen the year after. It'll happen the year after, the year after. It's going to continue to happen for all of time, and it will never stop. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this as always. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.